The title is not lying to you. I genuinely believe that if you are healbotting on Rocket Raccoon, you are throwing the game. You are a support. That means you support the team however you can, with whatever they need. And sometimes that means you need to shoot something! I will go into more detail throughout this video to explain this further, and I'd appreciate it if you gave the full thing a watch to properly hear me out on this. But I understand that the average attention span of a duelist main is akin to a puppy in a ball pit, so I'll give you a quick TLDR and then go into more detail about it. Rocket's Gatling gun has the highest ammo capacity in the game, and its DPS output, if all bullets hit, is actually quite insane. His time to kill is actually the best out of any support, and even outperforms some DPS characters. Obviously, this is a perfect scenario where you have god tier accuracy, tracking, and no damage fall off, etc, etc. However, it is worth noting this fact as it is a key part of his kit. If you are not utilizing this to benefit the team, then you are playing this character at 50%. As a result, his overall value as a member of your team goes down significantly. This video was inspired by a particular TikToker, MokiMR, that I've seen who is a literal rat on this character. Oh, and I mean no disrespect to the guy by saying that. His playstyle is literally ratty. One of his shticks is finding a spot on the map to just sit there and spam right-click for the entire game. I cannot tell you how much seeing this bothers me. I genuinely get a vein bulging out of my temple when I see this shit, because I know that other rats are gonna see this and copy it, and I'm gonna have to put up with it in my games, and so will you, and Sorry. As you can tell, I'm quite passionate about this. Credit to MokiMR, by the way. This isn't me personally attacking him or his choice of content, as he is welcome to upload and play the game any way he wants to. And more than anything, what I am talking about here is the playstyle, not the creator himself. This is more to provide context to what I want to try and inspire, or rather avoid seeing people doing, should it not be the optimal playstyle, which personally I believe it is not. Now before I go into significant detail, this is where I'm going to have to put a strong disclaimer out there. I am making this video mostly for fun, as I have a lot of fun playing this game as Rocket Raccoon specifically. I am Lord with Doctor Strange and Rocket, with nearly 50 hours on the character. I'd love to just do this without the need of a disclaimer, but I know what a majority of players of this game are like, and if I'm not a one above all Rocket dominating lobbies on Rocket alone, then my opinion is invalidated and I should go back to bronze rank or play quick play exclusively. Unfortunately, I'm not a high rank player. I'm a Diamond 2 player, currently. But I'm confident with a little more commitment to ranked I could climb to GM no issue. I'm just not much into grinding competitive as most other people are, so most of my hours are in quick play, which I understand to most will invalidate anything I say. This is why I stress that I am doing this in order to create discussion and perhaps even inspire others to vary their playstyle, as I have lost many a game, even competitive matches, to Rocket players just sitting in the backline healbotting, when genuinely this character has a lot more potential as a hybrid between healing and dishing out damage. I truly believe that your stat lines as a Rocket player should be looking a lot more like this, with an equal split between KOs and assists, while also dishing out some pretty impressive healing numbers. So if you'd allow me just a bit more time to explain myself further, I'm sure you won't be disappointed. Hell, perhaps you might even pull a face like this with any luck. So let's get into it. I think the first point to tackle is the question, why play Rocket at all over any other support? On the same vein, we can answer the question, what value does Rocket bring to the team? As a Rocket player, you have the following objectives. 1. Place your beacon down in good spots to res your teammates. 2. Heal those that most other supports would struggle to reach. 3. Top people up to keep them at max HP. 4. Don't die. You are one of the slipperiest characters in the game, with some of the best escape tools, as well as a tech at your disposal to disengage when needed. The biggest value you can bring to your team, aside from the beacon or healing, is staying alive. Make it your mission to have the least deaths as possible on your team. That way you can be ready for any fight. This is especially important when you consider that Rocket's beacon, the BRB, will be destroyed if Rocket is killed. Staying alive is a big one. Now this segues quite nicely into the why play Rocket question, as someone could argue that if you're healbotting on Rocket and out of sight, you won't die as much. Free value, right? Wrong! What good is sitting on the corner of the map spamming heals when your team is already on full health? Say your team has a sustain ult active and everyone is getting constant healing from it. Would it not be more beneficial to be in the fight dealing some damage, applying some pressure, or putting your beacon down at a nice spot in readiness for a downed teammate? One thing I should mention is that Rocket's beacon has a certain res range to it. A teammate has to die within a certain radius of it to get rezzed at all. So if you haven't placed it or hidden it somewhere close to the fight, nobody is going to get revived by it. Do I even need to tell you how invaluable it is for a teammate to be revived near the objective during a team fight? I can already see a comment coming up timestamp saying, well, then my 0 and 9 Spider-Man can just keep wasting it all the time just to get rezzed and die again. If you have a 0 and 9 Spider-Man on your team, then that's a separate issue altogether. Anywho, where was I? Ah yes, pressure with your damage. As I mentioned earlier, Rocket's damage output is nothing to shake a stick at. Again, I reiterate, your role is a strategist. The other name for this is a support, not a healer or a healbot. Your role is to do whatever you can to support the team by using every aspect of your kit. Surprisingly, this includes using your big fucking gun! Shoot penny nests, Onks, Namor squids, Groot walls, Mantis scouts, Punisher turret, god, literally anything that will help your team. This does not mean you stop healing the team. You can shoot a projectile to bounce off a wall and heal your team while you are shooting key targets, or even the enemies to pressure them. I cannot recommend enough how beneficial it is to practice leading your shots and getting a feel for how Rocket's gun works to get the most value or DPS out of it as possible. One of the biggest strengths of a good Rocket player, heck, any support in most circumstances, is to know when to go on the offense or the defense. Your healing output when playing Rocket is severely limited. There is only so much and so fast you can heal a single target, and sometimes the opponent's damage has the edge over your output. In these situations, it is much more beneficial to assist in eliminating the target or pressuring them to back away with your damage, rather than you pointlessly spamming healing into a doomed teammate. Just need to briefly interject for a moment. I feel it is worth mentioning now more than ever that this video was recorded before the Season 2 update, meaning this was before the amplifier buffs and the extra healing boost he gets when he hits a target directly. So just bear that in mind when going forward. Anyway, back to the video. If you're lucky, you take them out and your teammate survives, and if they die, it's fine. There was nothing more you could have done to save them if the damage they are taking is more than you are healing. What's the point in spamming heals into a walking corpse? Your main objective when healing on Rocket is to top people off and to help sustain people in a fight just enough so they might get the edge over an opponent. You're not really designed to be fully healing your tanks, as their health pool is just too large for your limited output to handle. You'll often see prideful healbot Rockets adjusting their tires and saying, "Oh, look at me, I got 30 to 40k healing that game, I was not the problem," while they have at most about 300 damage and 0 kill participation. Newsflash guys, 40k healing for chucking balls down a corridor to be absorbed by a team that gets wiped by the enemy ultimates anyway is not contributing to your team. That number is inflated, just like your ego. Some would argue how a number that high could possibly mean you aren't contributing, and the simple fact is that it's not what mattered to your team most of the time. If anything, what you're doing is robbing your other support player of their ult charge, which is likely a lot more impactful than your amplifier, as it's probably a sustain ult. Now, this isn't me saying that Rocket's healing is bad and you shouldn't be using it. I'd actually argue that Rocket's got one of the best kits for healing in the game. Rocket has the unique ability to heal anybody from anywhere on the map pretty much. He's brilliant at healing flyers and flankers that other supports would often never have a line of sight on. He can stand safely behind a wall, chucking balls to bounce towards and heal a Black Panther or a Magic that are harassing the backline, or if a DPS is fighting someone in a dark alleyway, you can give them a slight edge to win the fight. That sort of healing power is invaluable, especially for flying heroes that tend to get ignored by a lot of supports these days, as the average Lord Dagger player has the same object permanence of a goldfish. Speaking from experience. He provides a nice amount of sustain in a fight to just give people the edge, but he's no Lunar Snow, or Dagger, or Invisible Woman, who can output large bursts of healing to keep people alive, not just sustained. With all this in mind, why are you not shooting things? Rocket's ability to be a slippery little snake and escape a sticky situation actually makes him a great hero to put some pressure on key targets. He's also great facing a Black Panther or a dive tank like Venom because he can dash away from these threats, then come back in and output some pretty scary damage. Trust me, if a tank is diving you, shoot them in the face for a moment and see how quickly they start to panic. It's brilliant. Shoot things with your gun. Now, this does not mean you should be running around DPS only and chasing kills, as fun as that can be, because I must admit, taking down a tank or a DPS as a rally little snarky gremlin has a unique sort of charm to it. What it does mean is that you need to learn when to heal and when to engage. Help your team fight. Put in some damage, and at the same time you can heal those in need of a touch-up or a little boost, then switch back to damage. Other supports are either healing or damaging, but you have the luxury to do both and switch between them on the fly. Put it this way, one of the main reasons Invisible Woman is one of the best supports in the game right now is because she can output good damage and healing at the exact same time. Her projectiles pierce through players, healing allies and damaging opponents, providing sustain for your team and pressure on the opposing side. Why would the same not be true for Rocket, whose damage potential is arguably better? So I hope that I made my case clear. Please stop healbotting on Rocket. There is so much more you could be doing to help your team, because honestly, sometimes I need a little help killing something, or I need that squid to be destroyed so I can fuck up there more. And come on, would it not be just a little bit more fun to do that than just holding down one button all game? Thank you all so much for watching, everyone. If you made it this far, please feel free to give this video a like and even subscribe to the channel. I plan to upload more Rivals content in the future, and I put a lot of effort into these videos, so it would be greatly appreciated. Anyways, thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao ciao!